What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video. Today we're going to be discussing a trade that happened between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, this trade shocked me a little bit. I think it shocked a lot of people. There was a little bit of chaos last night for a trade that most people view not to be a blockbuster or a big trade, but you can see that a lot of people are hungry for trades and rumors and everything like that. And if you are hungry for trades and rumors and videos and conversations like that, make sure to subscribe to this account. I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to be live during the NHL draft right here on this channel. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be doing it for, but I might do both days. We'll have to see. But make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell so you're notified when I go live. And I believe it's this Friday, so this is going to be a ton of fun. And make sure to stick around here because there'll be trades, rumor videos, everything like that, mock draft. It's all coming this week. There's a lot of videos being posted this week. But let's get to this trade. And I have a bit of a theory to this as well. So if you want to stick around, I'll get to it, but let's look at the details first. We'll look at the cap, the points, everything. So, between the Penguins and Blackhawks, to the Penguins, Dominik Kahun, we'll get to how I feel on him in a second, and a 2019 fifth-round pick, so as many picks as you can get. The Penguins wanted to acquire that. And to the Blackhawks, Olli Maatta. Now, we know Kahun's a forward, Maatta is a defenseman, Kahun's a rookie, Maatta is a little bit of a vet because he's been around for, what, 6 or 7 years. So let's just look at the stats before we do anything here. So, Maatta, like I said, defenseman, 24 years old, been with the Penguins for 6 seasons, I believe. Last season, he had 14 points in 60 games, and a lot of people were on him for his giveaways, but he did block a lot of shots last year. I think people are kind of stepping over that. Like Maatta, I think he blocked 116 shots last year, so he knows how to block shots. He's pretty decent at that, but at 24, he goes to the Blackhawks and gets a bit of a fresh start because defensively, he wasn't the greatest for Pittsburgh. And yeah, but the season before that, he had 29 points, so they're hoping, the Blackhawks are hoping that they're getting that version of Maatta, where if he plays a full season and he's healthy, then he'll be able to play because he's had some injury trouble. Let's not forget he's a former first round selection and 22nd overall in the 2012 NHL entry draft. So he does have some upside, still has a couple of years, 2 or 3 years left to really develop and see what he actually is as a player, although he's been in the league for quite some time. But I really do believe that he'll be okay in Chicago. It's just whether or not they put him with a guy who's a little bit defensively sound that can show him the ropes a little bit. But moving on to Dominik Kahun, I believe he played on both the power play and the penalty kill in Chicago a little bit. I'm not sure if he was on the top units, but he's pretty versatile. 23 years old, so he's a little bit younger. And looking at his points here, last season for Pittsburgh, obviously his rookie season, last season for Chicago. He's a Penguin now, but last season for Chicago, in 82 games played, he had 37 points, 13 goals, 24 assists. So Chicago got a pretty good rookie season out of him. He played in Germany before, and he had 41 points there in 42 games. Internationally, he played for Germany in 2017-2018 season. He had 12 points in 18 games. So he's got some points behind him. Internationally as well, he had 9 points in 11 games last season, in the 18-19 season. So we'll have to see what happens. But I think that he's going to be a good versatile player for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, the biggest thing here, too, is the cap hit difference. So I believe the Penguins saved around $3 million in cap space. Now, the Penguins have less cap space than the Blackhawks. So this deal kind of makes sense for both sides because the Blackhawks can afford to take on that money, around $4 million cap hit for Olli Maatta. And I believe Kahun is still on his entry-level deal, and he's sitting at like $925,000. So the Blackhawks can afford to take on a defenseman with a couple years left in term because the Blackhawks don't have any big contracts to give out until next offseason, and the cap's going to go up again, so they're fine. Pittsburgh needs to make any moves that they can because they need to make space for a potential another trade or maybe a signing or something like that because they've always got their hands in everything trying to make stuff work, and we know the Kessel deal didn't work out, so they're trying everything right now. Just another note on Olli Maatta. So this is coming from Cat Friendly saying when Olli Maatta signed his extension with Pittsburgh on February 26, 2016, the contract also included a modified no-trade clause. in his would-be UFA years. That clause wasn't set to kick in until next summer. Today's trade gives the Blackhawks the option to now either honor that clause or nullify it. So I'd imagine they'd nullify it, but if they honor it, then they must see more in Mata than most people are saying. So, or seeing. This is my theory a little bit. So we're seeing a lot of people kind of get confused about some of the rumors that are going around recently, like the Zaitsev rumors, like the Mata trade that just happened. This is the thing. I think the NHL and teams are starting to realize that having more defensemen and, young defensemen that you can possibly get to a different, point in their career, kind of like Mata, maybe he works out in Chicago with a better partner, like a partner that just suits him better. That's not saying that Pittsburgh doesn't have anybody like that. It just might work out better in Chicago. The thing is a lot of teams are going after defensemen now, and that's the thing with Zaitsev as well. It's like teams are just stocking up on defensemen that have not ridiculous contracts, but decent contracts that are locked in for a little bit, that you at least have control of those guys. You can work with them. You can see where they fit in your roster. And they're seeing that teams are not winning without having at least a decent defensive core with a big horse and then some guys behind them that can, play good defensively, or, you have a couple guys that can put up good offensive numbers. And teams are looking at it and saying, you can never have too much defensemen. And, that's the problem that the Leafs have right now, is they have a lot of forwards that are getting paid a lot of money, and they're trying to work things out. And now a guy like Zaitsev, who you'd think, okay, maybe you hold on to him, see what he can do. They still might do that, but you're seeing them now go, well, we need to bring in a cheaper guy now, and hopefully he can do better than Zaitsev. So there's a lot of mixing around on people's blue lines, and that's what Pittsburgh's going to be working on this offseason. Getting rid of Mata was to clear cap space to maybe make a trade or sign somebody else. The Blackhawks clearly value Mata and think he fits better in their system. And I still believe Pittsburgh wins this trade right now, though. So you never know what happens with Mata with the Blackhawks. It could be good, but the Penguins get a cheap forward that's going to fit into their system easily. He's probably going to have a better season than he did last year, and he's probably going to get a chance to play with some really good players. Of course, they still have Malkin and Crosby and Kessel and Letang for now, of course, on the back end there. But I don't know. This trade could go either way. I still think right now Pittsburgh won it, but my little theory is that teams are really valuing defensemen a lot more now and are willing to give up forwards to get more pieces. And regardless of if you think Mata is that great, the Blackhawks see something in him and they think he could fit. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 6,000 subscribers. Hopefully I'll see you guys, as my dog goes nuts. Hopefully I'll see you guys on Friday for the live stream. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.